Welcome to the hub where knowledge is key. Regal Learning Hub, the best you'll see. From math to science to history and more.
Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and welcome to the part 2 of the methods of solving linear equations in one variable. Before we proceed, make sure you click on the subscribe button, like and share. And if you think subscribing is going to be a very big deal, just like the video and move on to watch. Now, in our previous discussion, we looked at the two methods of solving linear equations that were supposed to be considered, or that we are considering in this series. And these methods were, we have the balancing method and then the transpose method. We discussed the balancing method in our previous video, and now we shall be looking at the transpose method. Now, when we say to transpose, it simply means to move across. To move across. That is basically it. And what are the steps involved in using the transpose method? Step number 1. When there is a term added or subtracted at one side, move it to the other side and change its accompanying sign. That is, be it negative or positive. Number 2, a quantity that divides at one side is moved to the other side and multiplied by the other side if both sides are expressed as single terms. And then number 3, a quantity that multiplies at one side is moved to the other side and divides the other side if both sides are expressed as single terms. And now let's move on to the practicality of it by solving some examples. Example 1. Solve 5x minus 3 equal to 3x plus 7. Solution. Let's write the expression down. Now first off, let's write it again. And now, what is the first step we are going to take? Now, what we normally do is that we move the variables to one side and then move the constants to the other side. So in this case, we are moving 3x to the left hand side. And I guess what? As it moves, observe what shall be seen. For instance, 3x is positive at the right hand side of the equation, but when it moves, it has to become negative. That is the transpose method. So let's do that. As it moves across, it automatically becomes negative because it was positive at the right hand side. And now the next thing is to also move our negative 3 here as well. And guess what? It is negative since there's a minus sign in front of it. As it also moves, it also becomes positive. And now simplifying both sides, 5x minus 3x will give us 2x, and 7 plus 3 will give us 10, as shown on the screen. Now we have 2x equal to 10. We are still using the transpose method. Now here we are looking for x, but you realize that x is being multiplied by 2. And now since 2 is multiplying, we simply have to move the 2 to the right hand side of the equation. And in this case, once it is multiplying, it is going to divide at the right hand side. So let's duplicate it once more. And now if the 2 is to go across, it has to this time rather divide. Remember, the 2 was multiplying, and now if it is carried across, it has to divide. And now that simplifies to x equal to 5, as shown on the screen. Let's move to the second example. Example 2. Solve 1/4 x equal to 3. Solution. 1/4 x is simply equal to 3. Let's repeat it again. This time, you realize that we have 4 dividing at the left hand side. And so, if it should go across, it has to simply multiply as shown on the screen. And remember, 1x is simply the same as x. And then 3 times 4 is simply 12. That simply means that x is equal to 12, as shown on the screen. So that's basically two examples used in this particular scenario, and that is illustrating the transpose method. Simply put, the transpose method is a shortcut to the balancing method, and sometimes to save time we simply use the transpose method. It is well accepted, but it is not recommended to be used as the first method when teaching linear equations. It should come as a sequel to the balancing method. So you get to realize that the transpose method is simply derived from the balancing method. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.